Okay, we continue our Postgres tutorial series, and today what we are looking at is structured query language, which is part and the heart of Postgres and all other SQL related database management systems. So we look at SQL, which stands for Structured Query Language. Is a database language that is used to perform certain operations on existing database and also to create new databases. SQL commands are normally used to create, drop, and insert data when it's required. There are several categories of SQL commands that are available, which is very useful in management of database management of database. We have data definition language, we have data query language, we have data manipulation language, and also we have data control languages. All of them has their specific purpose to play in the data management. This is a hierarchy of how the SQL command is. We have the data definition language to include create, drop, alter, and truncate. And then we have data manipulation language to also include insert, update, delete, call, explain, call, and lock. We have transaction control language, which is part of the new thing that have been added to this, is the commit, save points, rollback, set transaction, and set constraint. And then we have data query language like select, and then we have data control language like grant and revoke. We look at these ones in details now. Now we're looking at data definition language. These are data or SQL commands that is used to define a database schema. Most time it's simply commands to create and modify the structure of database objects like tables and views and functions and other things. These are used to define them, so and make modification to them when needed. There's create function, or there's create data definition language, which is a command that is used to create database objects, just like table, index, function, view, store procedures, and so on and so forth. And then we have drop, which is the command that is used to delete objects from the database. We also have alter. This is used to alter the structure of the database. We have truncate, which also is to remove records from a table, including all spaces allocated for the records are removed. Okay, so we have comments. This is used to add comments to the data dictionary. We have rename, which is used to rename an object in the database. Let's say you have a data table that has a name, let's say first name and last name, and you need maybe a middle name in it, or you want to rename the last name as middle name or as other names. You can just use rename to rename that column. The data query language is select, which is used to retrieve data from database. And then we also have data manipulation language. As the name denotes, we use it to manipulate data in the system, which really include insert, which is used to add data to the system, update to actually make an update to an existing or changes to an existing data in a database. Delete is also used to delete records or remove records from a database or data table. And then we also have lock, which is used to lock certain aspects of the data table. So we have also call, that is used in Postgres language that or Java subprograms to be able to make calls to other functions that are in the system. And explain is used to describe the path to data and also sometimes to help you explain some technical um, difficulties or some technical statistics that is on a particular um, query. Especially, let's say you can write a query and use explain to be able to explain to you how long the query will take, and depending on the joins and other things in it, how it affects the query time of the database, of the data table or database or view or whatever. Now, data control languages, these are actually used to control write permissions to a particular database system or an object in the database. Grant is used to give access privilege to users on database, and revoke is used to withdraw the user access to a particular database object or database itself. So transaction SQL or transaction control language, which is used to actually ensure that transaction has been committed in its totality before data is confirmed in various databases. So let's say you have 3 or 4 tables that you are running an insert on, and you say commit at various points in the SQL statement. You need to make sure that all the queries have successfully been completed before the transactions are committed into the database. This is most of the time very relevant in financial management systems, where you want to make sure if you debit somebody, you make sure the corresponding credit to the next account is done successfully without any issues. You have rollback in case there is an error within the process, the system should be able to roll back. And then we have save point, which also give a save some points or set a save point within the transaction that is being performed. And then set transaction specify the characteristics of the transaction. That ends our section on SQL. Thank you.